I want to talk to you about something really serious today. It's a cancer that is destroying so many marriages across our country, around the world actually, and the cancer is pornography. Make no mistake, this is not something harmless. This is not something that all guys do and we should just put up with it. No, pornography is an addiction. It has such an addictive quality to it. Let me just explain this briefly so that you understand how serious this is. A man starts looking at pornography, or a woman too, make no mistake, sometimes women get addicted to pornography too, but right now we're talking about husbands who get addicted to pornography. And it's an escalating addiction. In other words, that soft pornography no longer creates the same buzz or arousal, and so the man has to progress to increasingly perverse images. And pretty soon he's looking at stuff that even disgusts him, but he's chasing that buzz. And he has to keep on escalating to something more and more perverse. And maybe then it even escalates outside of just looking at something on a smartphone, and now he's in live chat rooms. And then I've seen many a marriage destroyed when this keeps on escalating and becomes real life sexual encounters. We have to take a stand against this, ladies. But first we must recognize if our husbands have a problem with pornography. And so I wanted to give you some common signs, not the only signs for sure, but some common signs, some red flags, if you will, that your husband may have an addiction to pornography. For instance, do you find him exiting the bedroom in the middle of the night, saying he was getting a drink of water or something? Is this happening frequently? Does he seem to be very secretive when he's using the computer and doesn't want to give you access to his computer, or shuts down the history after he uses the computer? Here's a huge red flag that's happening to so many marriages. So many wives are telling me that their husband is no longer interested in having sex with them. That should be a red flag. Now, can there be other reasons besides pornography use? Yes. Sometimes prescription drugs can interfere with a man's sex drive. But if your husband is really no longer interested in sex with you, that can be a big red flag that he's satisfying himself by looking at pornography. Or is he asking you to do more and more perverse things that he's maybe seen in pornography? These are all common signs that your husband could have an addiction to pornography. But even though we need to take a stand, I want to ask you to do one more thing. Don't treat your husband like he's despicable, like he's disgusting, like he's the enemy. Come alongside your husband with encouragement, firmness, and insist that he needs to get help for this, and sustained long-term help, maybe even a 12-step recovery group, or some kind of group that really deals with sexual addiction. But come as his encourager. Come alongside of him as his helper. Women, in Genesis 2:18, God says, "It's not good for man to be alone. I will create a helper suitable for him." That's you. If you're going to speak words of discouragement and disgust to your husband, do you really think that it's going to encourage him to do the serious work to beat this addiction? No. But if you come alongside of him as his encourager and his helper, drawing some firm boundaries, but as his encourager and his helper, you'll be so much more likely to encourage him to go the right direction in seeking help.